Welcome back, everyone. It is Tawnya Love. I woke up this morning and I had recorded, I want to say it was like 25 to almost 30 minutes long clip yesterday to share. And it was incredibly real and it was incredibly raw and truthful. Let's just say that. But as I woke up, I just felt that that was for me. And the message here is that sometimes we might have to process some very deep emotions connected to people, connected to situations, connected to loss. And ultimately, from a spiritual perspective, it's connected to the wisdom and the discernment and mastery of letting go. And I saw a thing the other day on Facebook and it said something like, deep down, I'm just a lover that has been forced to master detachment. And I was like, oh my God, do I resonate with that? Because for many of us, I can speak for myself as a very loving, compassionate, empathic being. I really do just want to be in a vibe of peace and love and harmony. That is what I carry in myself. But what I have been shown in my mastery and my discernment and through life's wisdom teaching me is that some humans, some situations are not a vibrational match. They do not care about my heart. They do not cherish the sacredness of my frequency, of my life force. They might want to take from it. They might want to try to manipulate it, but ultimately they want to destroy, and they're envious and they're jealous and they're hateful. And what I have been shown is, as much as I have loved people, Spirit has also showed me the importance of balance, to recognize when it's a time that I'm being guided to master detachment. And I had shared like a very raw thing yesterday, and it was connected to a woman who's listening to my podcast, and she reached out and she was just talking about narcissism and a situation she finds herself in where she's afraid and she's trying to plan and plot and strategize on how she can exit safely. And she has children, and everything in that message like pierced my heart and soul, because everything she said is things that I've had to walk through. It's losses I've had to accept. It's an understanding and a wisdom that when you choose love and you choose peace and you choose self-love, it sometimes costs you everything in your current reality. And the thing is that I've realized is that anyone who was really for me, anyone who truly did love me and appreciate me, they wouldn't have been so easily influenced to betray me, to backstab, to slander, and to basically turn on me in every way. And the message I have for the woman who reached out and had the courage to open up her heart to me, which brought me to tears, and to any other women or men that are going through situations, because I know narcissism and abuse can happen in any physical form. It doesn't have to only be a man, though I do feel it is quite rampant in our society. This male toxicity, this masculine toxicity is what I see. It's just a misaligned masculine energy. And a lot of these wounded boys, they're calling out for someone to challenge them. The unfortunate thing is the women that have healed and that have done their work and that have mastered their self-love and their self-worth, they will not accept bullshit. And so they will challenge a wounded boy that has not yet become a man. And from my perspective, what I've observed is most of those wounded boys, they just run away and go to what's easy. They go to the easy girl that just wants to give them sex and use them for money, or they're using her for money. And it's very shallow, very superficial, but it's perfect. It's perfect divine alignment, because when a person shows you that's what they'd rather do or have, let them go. Master the art of detachment. If a child lashes out and is hateful to you, I've like in my family situation, I'm not going to get too detailed, but when my mom and her husband died, some of the people in the family have acted absolutely asinine and evil and just fucked up and criminal. And it's been hard. And so like, it's just really disturbing to me when I observe people be so fucking corrupt and hateful. But at the same time, I know the karma will come for them. And I know the divine will always bless me with that which was meant to be mine. And so anyone who's stolen from me or my family or done corrupt things to harm me or my family, I know their karma's coming. It always does. I promise you. And so yesterday when I was sharing this very raw expression, which I realized was for me, because sometimes we need to just let it out, let it all out, everything we're feeling in a deep, deep way, but it doesn't need to be for the whole world. And that's what my wisdom and discernment told me, was this one was for you. This was for you and your small tribe, because I did listen to it with the only people close to me. And it is a very small circle at this point, but that's okay, because the art of detachment will really help you to purify your circle. And even if that means you walk alone, because there has been times I've walked completely alone, and then there's times that I've had companionship. Sometimes I've walked with just dogs, and my dogs were not, I don't want to say just dogs, because my dogs are my angels and they have been amazing companions. And so I feel what Spirit's wanting me to say to help people that are going through transformation and transitions, or are daring to do it, daring to take the leap and to move in a new direction, is that understand that anything that is taken from you, or anyone that turns from you from their own free will, it is not something you're meant to go and, bleed out for. It's not something you're meant to carry guilt and shame and pain for the rest of your life. If somebody wants to destroy the connection, that is them showing you how little they respect and appreciate and cherish the connection with you. Period. If somebody wants to go around and act like the victim for the shit they've done to you, and they convince 5,000 people to hate you, or they convince millions of people, because fuck, so many people can get on social media these days and just say some bullshit ignorance. And a lot of humans that are just looking for something to hate on, they'll latch onto it. So we really are walking in a time of great discernment. And I've said this many times before, and we need to walk in our power. And for me, what I have found to be the most important thing in my life is valuing, honoring, and protecting the sacredness of my own heart. My heart is my power, and I love with all my heart. And so when I am stabbed in the heart, when I am betrayed from behind and stabbed in the back, and it was interesting because I just watched we went and saw the movie Odysseus, and I resonated with so many things in that film. It's so powerful. It's so incredible. Every one of the actors did an incredible job. But the ending scene with Odysseus, and he's fighting almost on his own. Like it looks as if he's alone, because in the physical reality in that scene, he's fighting off a bunch of motherfuckers. And they were all people that were there eating his food and squatting in his home and trying to get his queen and trying to kill his son. They were fucking scandalous little fucking bitches. And these energies were there to take. They weren't there to love. They didn't give a fuck about his wife or his son or having a legacy that actually protected the people. And they all get their karma. But the scene where he's comes out and he survives it, and he's got fucking arrows in his back and he's cut up all over his body. And I just, as a warrior for source and as a spiritual warrior that has survived so much on this journey, it brought tears to my eyes because I could resonate so deeply with the feeling of it. And it just opened up some deep emotion in me, which was beautiful because that's exactly what it was meant to do. And I feel like the overall message, if any of you see that film, is how fucking insane war is. There's never a justification for it. And the thing is until people at the at the internal level, stop being at war with themselves, there will always be war. Until the individual shifts that and heals their shadow, they will bring war to everyone. Look at this fucking, I can't even call him a president because he's so fucking asinine. But a person like that, they're so at war within, they don't want to look at themselves. Their ego completely owns and has corrupted them. And so everywhere they go, they want to bring toxic chaos and a fight to everyone. They're picking a fight with the fucking entire planet in his case. And it's so insane. And you're never going to win with a person like that. And so a big part of the wisdom of that film, I feel, is showing that there are karmic consequences for those who bring war to others. There are karmic consequences for those who come and attack the innocent, for those who squat and wait to pick the bones of a relationship or to pick the bones of a vulnerable situation with a woman and a child. And there have been really toxic little fucking boys that have come and squatted near me to see if they could pick me dry and take from me and my child. And this will never happen. And Spirit ensured I knew, and Spirit always guides me. And so in my mastery, I have learned to master the art of detachment. And for my female listeners, the ones who either are currently going through situations, or maybe you're even still in denial that you're in one, or maybe you've just recently left, whatever it is. And if you're a male and you're going through things where a female's manipulated you, I send you love and compassion because I care about all of us. I'm not a man hater by any means. And I know that it may come across that way at times when I'm speaking so bluntly on my actual lived experience. But trust me, I got stories I can bring about females as well. But I just let Spirit speak through. So there will be time to get to all the topics and all of the unpacking and the processing. But ultimately, the message today I'm feeling inspired to share is there is such an importance to choosing to protect our own heart and to choose to protect our own innocence and to trust that if something feels off, it's off. If someone's showing you sketchy movements, you need to move with strategy to untether from them. And I feel like so many women, I was one of them that was really encouraged to be a stay-at-home mom and to be home for the kids. And at the same time, never really respected for all that I did, all the work, all the sacrifice, all that I gave by the children or the husband. And that's on them. That's not on me. I know who I am. I know what I gave. But for so many women or men that are giving so much to someone who's just there to collect and take, and they don't really give a fuck about them, I'm just here to remind you that you're amazing and you're deserving and you're worthy. And you, and only you, have the power to choose yourself and to choose to protect the sacredness of your own heart and not to let anybody that is misaligned come and trample on it. To choose to value and respect the sacredness of your nervous system and your energy field and your vessel, your body, and not let anyone come and host up inside of your energy field or let anyone come and connect with you in a sacred and sexual way that has not earned the right to do so, that has not shown you that they are safe and that they are there to pour in love and to provide and to protect. Because I'm telling you, if you plug in with the wrong one, you will be challenged in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it is really hard to feel like a spiritual warrior walking in her power when you know that you're sleeping with the devil. And I don't mean that in a way to give those devils any honor. I just mean in the archetypal frequency of a very low, disgusting, fearful, petty, taking, vampirical frequency. If we want to be here and be in our power and fulfill our life mission as the earth angels we are, then we have to call back our power and we have to walk in our power and in our truth at all times. And that might cost you people. It might cost you jobs or positions or roles or titles. Fucking let it go. Because there is no role, there is no title, and there is no position, or there is no lover that is an amazing enough lover to justify for the abuse, to justify for anything that they're putting you through that's toxic. If they're fucking with your nervous system and you can't sleep and you're having anxiety all the time, it is time to let them go. I know how scary it can be when you're with someone who's just fucked with your frequency for many years. And especially, this is why we talk about on this podcast, and as a healer, why I work with so many clients and help them understand the importance of healing the shadow connected to their past. Because until we go and look at our past and how it influenced us and how it shaped us, we will allow it to continue to control our destiny. That's a fact. So we have to understand what it is we're healing, where it started, where it came from, where the programming started, where the noise came in, where we gave up our true authentic selves to play a part and to be performers. And for some, you know, you were doing it to survive, and you need to be gracious with yourself if that's what was happening. But for some, the performance they took on was to be the little demon tormentors, the controllers, the manipulators, the little narcissists. And they are abusive, and they are not in their power. They're insecure as hell. They're so insecure. They're so jealous. They compete with anything and everything, because anything that could, any way, shape, or form, threaten the fact that they actually have work to do and things to heal and that they don't know everything, they can't handle it. And this is why it doesn't matter if it's a husband or the fucking leader of a country. It's dangerous because it's not leading any of us in the direction of peace and love and protection and safety. And so the only way we're going to shift things on this planet is as we shift things within ourselves. The only way we're going to shift things in a country is if we sit and look at the truth of things in our family dynamics and our friend groups and see what's real and what's an illusion. The only way we're going to shift things on a world level is if we can get our own energies of the people in our country to even honor life and honor one another. So do you see kind of how it works? It starts within. And anybody that's sitting around and talking shit about the government, but they do know self-reflection, shut the fuck up. Because you're literally a part of the problem. And what the reason a lot of people just love to talk shit about like the government, and they don't want to actually talk about the actual things that are going on in a deeper way, is that they'd rather just see some other dude as a douchebag. Like he's the douchebag, he's the cheater, he's the liar, he's the thief. And yet they refuse to look in themselves that they are liars, that they are cheaters, that they are thieves. You see what I'm saying? So for those of you that are here, because I feel the ones that will be guided here ultimately and that will stay will be the ones who want to ascend and evolve and master the art of detachment and master self-love and self-respect and self-accountability, which makes us, it doesn't make us, it brings us into the alignment with who we truly are so that we walk as masters of ourself. And life cannot control a soul like this. This is why so many lower energies get so threatened and want to attack souls like mine. They're not attacking me because I'm a bad person. Not at all. They attack me because they're terrified of me, because they know that they cannot control me. They attack souls like mine because they're cowards. They're weak, they're pathetic, and they're cowards. And so they go right towards one that holds power because they're so threatened by her. They're so jealous of her because she walks in her power and she doesn't need society's approval. She doesn't need to get lip fillers and fake eyelashes because she knows she's beautiful as she is, that the divine created her exactly the way she was intended to be created. And so women like me, we threaten the fake ones, the fake boys, the fake girls, They can't stand to be near the energy of a woman in her true power. And so what they do is they work really hard to destroy it. They'll come in at first being fake, pretending to care while they get information, while they come in to get the intel so they can go and take it back to their little hives, their toxic little hives, and spread gossip and slander and hate. And in some form, it makes them feel, because they're completely lost to their egos, it makes them feel as if they're more powerful, that they're better than that person that they're talking shit about. And it's not true, and it'll never be true, because the ones who walk in their power are always the ones that are in divine power and alignment. And those souls don't care. It's not that we don't care. We don't need your approval. We don't seek external validation. And so what we come to bring is a message and a frequency and medicine. We don't come here to compete with anyone. Even if you set everything up in front of us to try to trick us into a game, and we see the moment we clock your movements and see that you're setting us up to play a game, is the moment we win the game. Because we walk away and we choose ourselves. You want to come dangle some hoes that you got? You want to come dangle some people that want to hang out with you, but they don't want to hang out with me? You want to hang and dangle all this bullshit to try to make me feel like I'm inadequate and you're superior? Because actually, you're terrified. Sorry, my dog was jumping up. You're terrified and you're actually insecure and jealous. A soul like mine sees it all. And so I don't take the bait. I walk away. And then you can all go and sit with yourselves with your toxic bullshit. Because the way I look at it, the man who cannot be faithful, who cannot tell the truth and cannot honor his wife, and actually is an abuser to the divine feminine, to the female in his life, the one and only female that's in his world, and, well, let's say the one and only female in the house that he is saying is his wife, but he's out philandering with other females to get validation. He's a toxic little hoe. Let him go. The thing that when you really wake up, what's so beautiful is you realize how you deserve so much better the whole time. He knew you did, and that's why he did stupid shit to push you away. And the sad thing is, some of us empathic ones, we're so loyal to a fault. And that's something I have remedied within myself. But I used to be so loyal to a fault because I felt that's what love was. And that's why it's so important to heal the past wounds of trauma, because we often felt like showing love and doing anything it took to love others that were abusing us was what we were here to do. We associated that with love. And what I've learned is that was never love. That was survival. So my message that I am being called to deliver is the importance of choosing yourself and the importance of setting those boundaries today, and begin with it within yourself, and find the courage to reach out and to find, there's programs, there's situations, there's people that you can reach out to help you. And you got to use discernment with that too. Because one thing I've learned is make sure you're meditating and you're in a peaceful, calm place. And then thanks Source God for guiding you to the solutions, to the help, because you'll be guided really well. But when you're in a chaotic, angry, angsty, fearful, oh my God, I'm terrified frequency, you often will be drawn exactly to the same. And so you'll be drawn to people who might appear as helpers, but they'll actually be there as another test. And it's all about frequency. It's all about getting ourselves on the correct frequency so that we can move into that energy. Like I've used the archetype before of the Emperor, Empress energy. And it's really a frequency when you move in and you claim your own inner throne and you choose you, and you're going to protect your inner child. You're going to protect yourself. You're going to protect your household, your family. You move into that alignment of your sovereignty. There's a frequency that you step into, and that frequency will draw in the support, the help, the love, everything that you know you deserve will be drawn into like a magnet. At the same time as you step into that frequency, this is what I observed in my world, is as I claimed that, I saw a lot of energies that were around me that were not a match to that. They were like in Odysseus, there's the servant woman who's supposed to be a helper to the queen and protect her, and is supposed to be like a friend, like one of the closest people to a queen would be the handmaid. And she betrays her, and she's hooking up with the guy played by Robert Pattinson to try to take everything that they had and to try to kill her son. And I've lived through that. I've had those characters in my movie. The fake friend that was coming in, that was fucking around with my husband. The fake friend that came in that I was holding space for and loving and doing so much for, that was just plotting to take from me and saying really snide, hateful things to me under, not even under her breath, but sometimes under her breath, but like pretty blatant little stabs, thinking I didn't notice them. Oh, I noticed them. I notice it all. I just keep watching until you reveal how you're going to move. And once I see that it is moving in directions that are dishonoring and not honoring towards me or all the sacredness that I bring, then I move in a new direction. And these souls know who they are. They know exactly why they cannot access my energy any longer. And for those of you listening that are afraid still, I am sending you so much love and strength. But I know no matter how much love and strength I send, if you don't give it to yourself, it won't matter. I can send it, I can cheer you on, I can share podcasts, and I will. I know my intention for doing this is to activate many of you, to trigger you into self-love and healing. And for some of you, it's to trigger you into self-awareness so that you can stop being toxic little fucking hoes. And for those that need the messages, they will drop where they need to be. And you'll all know deep inside who you are. Energetically, we're never going to create and cultivate a beautiful world within ourselves, within our families, within our countries, within the entirety of our planet, until we can master this self-love, self-sovereignty. And that comes at the cost of many things that might have to leave you, that those people are not ready for those lessons. Those people don't want to grow. Those people don't want to be honoring. They love being hoes. They love being victims. They get off on being victims. They love wearing the victim pants. And so some of those people, you've got to let them go because they are not a vibrational match. The people that are laughing when you're falling, the people that are praying for you to fall, the people that are stealing and taking advantage when you fall, fuck those people. You don't need those kind of people in your world. They're exactly the kind of people that are tripping you to keep you falling. You'd be so much better off in self-solitude for a while, walking in your sovereignty, walking in your power and your truth, and let only those who reveal their true nature of assisting and supporting and loving and respecting and honoring be in your circle. Because I promise, if you see that they're moving in a sketchy way, they're sketchy motherfuckers. That's why you see it. Don't blind yourself to stay attached to an idea. Don't blind yourself to stay attached to a person or a situation or an environment or an outcome, a job, a title, because you already know, we all do. In ourselves, we all have amazing intuitive guidance. It's just some of us, like myself, listen. And this is why my life moves in directions to where I know I'm there to bring messages, or maybe Spirit's got me mirroring something to someone and now it's time to pull me out of there, like Mission Impossible. I know the kind of spiritual work I'm here on planet Earth assisting with. But some of us, we get lost in this life situation and we ignore the discernment and the guidance. And then we tell ourselves we're stuck. We tell ourselves lies. We tell ourselves we have to just tolerate that, or, oh, I'm not going to leave until, if he hits me, then I'll leave. And then he hits you and you still stay. And we don't want to train the world to beat our asses unconditionally until we can have the world show us that we're worthy. No, you're worthy of love now. Don't let anyone fucking take a punch again at you, whether it's verbally, emotionally, spiritually, psychically, physically. Call your power back. Someone shows you who they are, see it, address it, acknowledge it, accept it, and then release it. It's very simple, but our egos will make it hard. Our egos will make it complex. Our egos will try to make excuses. Our egos will try to have a calendar date for something that, I'll do it on this date. And I understand it. I did it. And this is why I can speak on this in such a masterful way, because I've done it. I've been the one just, oh, if this happens, then I'll go. Oh, if he does one more thing. And now I just observe and I watch. And once it moves in a direction to show me clearly, like, yep, this one's bringing bullshit. This one is not caring about me. They're just here to fuck with me. God damn it. And process it. Like, process how that feels. I don't just say this lightly, like, oh, it's going to be fine. You're just going to move on in like a few minutes. You might see it and it might be painful to see, because it is. It always is painful when you see that someone you deeply cared about is using you or was manipulating you or was trying to fucking take your life out, take all your money, didn't give a fuck about you. That's some hard shit to see. But it's harder and the consequences are more dire if you refuse to see. So I say this in a gentle energy, but the importance of this message is so deep. And I really am going to trust that those who need it will come and find this message, because you need to take good care of yourselves. You need to protect the sacredness of your heart and cherish your heart and your unique authenticity. And souls that show you they cannot honor you and they cannot cherish you, it's because they cannot honor or cherish themselves. A soul that can't be faithful to you, it's because they have no goddamn discipline in their life. They can't control what they eat. They can't control where their dick goes. They can't control how they throw away money. It's because they have no self-control. They are not disciplined. They are not aligned. They're like children, like toxic, wounded children, just going through their day spastically and randomly and impulsively. And souls like that have their own journey to learn from and to heal and to, master their own shit. But if you're a woman or a man that knows their self-worth and knows what you bring to the table, you do not have to waste one more day in your life appeasing those kind of people. That's your test. I could see very clearly in the last relationship I released that I was being tested and so was he. He was being tested would he show up? Is he going to bring honor? Is he going to clear my name of all the slander that he participated in starting and spreading? Is he going to stand by his queen and have her back when people come in with their slander and their jealousy? Or is he going to get an egoic hit from it? Is he going to be loyal and faithful and have eyes that are focused only on his queen? Or is he exactly like the guy that she left him years ago because he couldn't keep his focus and he couldn't keep his dick in his pants and he couldn't actually show her the honor she deserved from the first week they met? And trust me, I got my lessons. And I feel like Spirit put me there, like I said, like a messenger. And someone to come back and show you didn't break me. You tried. You didn't break me. I rebuilt myself, and I'll take all the credit for that. But your toxic asses made sure that I went and did the work. So if there's anything I could thank you for, I guess it's thank you for showing me that I deserved way better the whole time. And now I'm moving accordingly. And so no matter what it is we go through, we don't have to stay stuck. And we don't have to stay attached. And I'm telling you, even financially, like I walked from that marriage with nothing. I had no money, no job at the time, but I trusted Source God was in every cell of my being, lighting me up to get the fuck up, to get out of that house before my life ended, which he hoped it would. I can tell the evilness in people because when I've been so hurt, and this has been a while, but when I've been so hurt that I'm on the floor and I'm sobbing because of someone else's actions and their hateful words, and I look over at them and they smile, that's a whole nother level of psycho. And those kind of energies, they have no right being anywhere near me. And I just hope that the people that I love that chose to walk with those people and trust them over trusting the wisdom that I carried, over trusting, the girl that was being called crazy. I just hope those people are awakening in their own discernment and their own power so that they are not the victims, the next victims of people like that. But for any of you listening, if you're with people that they seem to take pleasure in your pain, they seem to get an ego stroke off of external attention from anyone, and they actually don't care about what they're doing to you and how it's affecting you, don't play their game with them. Like I said years ago, I tried to mirror some shit to my ex because he was hurting me so much and I was pissed. And part of that dark feminine before we heal our trauma is we're like, oh yeah, fucker, I'm going to show you what that feels like. But that didn't feel good. It didn't feel good to like try to get him to feel that. Because the thing is that they won't. And in a way, they want to make you dark and twisted like them. They want to drag your frequency down so that you can join them in hell. Because that's where they live and they have no desire to move. They like living in hell. Because that's how broken they are. So souls like mine that know we're angels, I'm an earth angel, I came here to create heaven on earth. I'm sorry, wounded boy, but I gotta go because I'm not gonna come to hell anymore to try to help you go to heaven with me. If you want to choose hell and all the hoes that like to live in hell with you, enjoy. Enjoy your downfall and your destruction. Because I was built and created for much more. And so any of you, whether you've been betrayed, I have been betrayed by so many people, like it's really caused some PTSD, I feel, at a level, but I'm managing and I'm very discerning on who I trust these days. But for those of you that have been through betrayal, give yourself time to actually process it and heal it and learn from it and trust that it's happening for you. It's happening for your life and for your ascension, your evolution. It's happening to reveal truth to you so that you'll cut the ties that have bound you to lower frequencies and you'll rise. It's as simple as that. It's not because you're not enough. It's not because there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with that person that wants to harm an innocent soul that has given them their entire heart. That's always, let them carry the shame. Because the ones who do the damage, the self-sabotagers, let them carry the shame. You don't have to carry it for them. You just need to cut that cord and set yourself free. And so the message today is for all of you out there that find yourself in these energetic connections of bondage, that they're not even connections, they're energetic attachments of bondage and suffering. Cut those cords. Call in your angels. That's what I did. I called in my angels and said, help me, show me the way. Please fill me with strength. Show me the path. Show me where I need to go. And oh my God, did they do it? But as I walked, I remember leaving my ex and going towards a friend, a person who said they were going to be my friend, and they were in cahoots with my ex. That was the friendship betrayal. That friend started trying to manipulate my energy. And then that friend went and joined him, married him, spread the slander. Now they kind of like are toxic together, toxic towards each other. They both helped destroy other people's lives. Some people are really fucked up. They're really fucking toxic. And they don't want to bring healing to your door. They want to bring their chaos. They want to bring their toxic pain and suffering to your door while you're just doing everything you can to help heal yourself and heal the world. And those people don't have a seat at your table. If I have any say, I will just say for myself, those people will not have a seat at my table. And trust me, I am not losing any sleep because I'm not being invited to their little powwows. And so for any of you listening, if you're being guided to leave something or you're being guided to choose yourself and to call your power back, do it. Do it, but do it knowing that it may mean that your life changing and evolving might be completely unrecognizable in several months. Be open to that. Be open to being the fool, like in tarot, the fool card, where it's taking the leap of faith, moving in a new direction, writing a new book, a new chapter. For me, there's some energies I look at as those are old fucking books and I threw them on the pile on the altar to be burned. I kept the wisdom, but the story sucked so bad, I just had to throw them on the altar and burn them down. And I'm creating my own new story. And it will be divine and sacred and beautiful and abundant because this queen, she walks with great discernment. This empress, she holds her realm and her throne. And this high priestess, she sees and knows all. She walks with the divine. She is informed by the divine. She's clocking your moves 10 steps or more ahead. And she is not to be fucked with. So any of you that are tuning in that find any inspiration in these words, and maybe you're not feeling that you're vibrating in a match, you're not a vibrational match to the words yet, but you want to be, choose yourself. Choose your sovereignty. Call your power back. Cut those cords. Take ownership of your life. Find ways to keep yourself safe. Listen to spiritual guidance. Ask Source God which direction to go and trust. Even if you're guided to leave somewhere and be in a temporary situation, there was times that Spirit was so clear to me, like, I'm going to guide you here. You're not going to be here long. So don't get too attached, but I will show you where you're going next. And I started to become very masterful at trusting in that instead of attached, oh, I need to be here forever. And then I start creating some new fantastical, fantasy in my mind about a person or a place or a situation. Now I walk in the now and Source God guides me moment by moment. Because humans, if they've shown me anything, they're unpredictable as fuck. And they've shown me they're glitchy as fuck. And some humans have showed me that they are fucking honorable and they're courageous and they're kind and generous. And those are the only ones I let come near me now. So don't be afraid to go into the unknown. Do move with discernment because some humans really are very toxic. And you don't want to be in back and forth arguments and cahoots with energies that are narcissistic because you're never going to win those conversations. And by win, I don't mean it's not like a game, but to a narcissist, everything's a fucking game and a challenge of if they're in control. And so the only way to really win is to pull all your power back and have no interaction with them. Because no matter what you say, they're going to twist your words. No matter what you share from the heart, they're going to stomp all over it. If you share anything vulnerable, they will clock it and use it against you. So you have to be so discerning with who even has access to have a conversation with you, because my soul, my words, my energy, my life force, my frequency is fucking valuable and sacred. And not everyone gets access. Not everyone gets to come and sit close to the Empress or the Emperor, and for good fucking reason. Because not everyone wants good for those people. Many want to take their position. And it's so funny to me Because I've had that where I've known that people are watching me and I'm being generous and loving and they're watching my magic, but they're kind of like watching it more like, how do I get that? Or how do I take what she has in a like physical way? People looking at like my home or any wealth that I've had and like, how do I get that from her? Or someone looking at me like, oh, she's so magnetic and everyone likes her and everyone wants advice from her and they see that you get attention and you're not even trying. Oh, how do I want to be her. How do I be like her? And they start dyeing their hair and trying to dress like you. It's so fucking weird to me. Because you want to know how you become like a soul like mine? You do the fucking work. And it might be lifetimes, bitch. I have been walking this path for a long time. Lifetimes. You do the work. You don't go in and hang out with the shaman and try to steal from her or try to take what she has because you think that's how you'll get it. You try to pretend you're her. Somebody tells you that they thought you were Tawnya Love because you shared a post and then you let them believe it. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. And only glitchy energies would do such things because aligned people, we're not ever trying to be other people. It's pointless. I'll save you time, guys. It's fucking pointless. You're never going to be another person. It's literally impossible. The only thing you can do is actually start doing your fucking work right now. If you see someone that you think is so awesome, maybe instead of hating on her, pay attention. She's teaching you something. What's she teaching you? How does she move? How does she behave? Maybe watch how you behave. And that's something you can choose, right? You can choose to improve yourself. You can choose to look at someone with inspiration, but to look at someone and want to be them. And if you can't be them, you want to take them out. You want to fuck with their life is fucking insane. And for me, I look at people like, oh, you want my power? You want the wisdom I carry? You want all this life force that I hold? You fucking show up and do the work. Because you're not getting it any other way. Source won't allow it. You want the access to the realms that I have? You want the access to spiritual knowledge and wisdom that I'm given? You do the fucking work. You show that you have integrity. You prove yourself because Source God is not going to bless and gift those that are corrupt with certain gifts because they'll misuse them. They won't do anything good with them. And so for any of the ones out there that have been haters, pretending to be friends, or sitting close by just to observe, to take advantage, your karma will show up for you. It always does. I'm not concerned. I walk in divine trust. I walk in divine truth. I am divine truth. I am one with Source God. And I am authentically Tawnya Love. And beyond a name, I'm authentically the frequency that shows up every time. The frequency that is exactly who she is meant to be. And even like the other day when I filmed or I did some recording for a podcast and it was very raw and it was a lot of my emotion. I was crying and it was beautiful and it was meant to happen for me. And I knew like, this is for me. This is sacred. This is for me. Not all of them deserve to feel or experience this. And so we need to walk in that truth and that understanding. And I trust that Source God is guiding my every move. It guides me to go and record the podcast. It guides me to know, you know what, that one's for you. It guides me to say, but let's go and do this one now. The one you're all getting today. And it's all divine. And I promise you, Source God will guide each of you if you open up to that connection, if you open up to be one with Source and to really give yourself to that light and to honor the guidance as it comes through and trust. And it's going to take a little time to build trust with yourself when you've spent a lifetime and maybe lifetimes not moving with trust, not honoring your intuition, not choosing yourself. Unfortunately, the more a soul does that, the more that becomes the sense of familiarity and the new norm. And they just think that's what normal is. But there's nothing normal in betraying yourselves. There's nothing normal in submitting to misaligned authority. That is not true power. It is corruption. Authority disguised, control disguised as authority. It's misaligned use of power. Only cowards manipulate and try to control others like puppets. True masters command energy. Narcissistic, toxic little bitches demand it. So, really process that. And process, what are you choosing to be today? Are you going to choose to continue to walk forward and be cowardly and fearful and manipulated and submissive, or cowardly and manipulative and controlling and abusive? Because they're the same energy. There's two sides of it. There's like the broken down, deflated side, and then there's the overinflated side that tries to break others down. You got to find the middle way. You got to find that middle place, that alignment. And there's no way to fake frequency. You either are in that frequency or you're not. And you always choose it. This is the message. Namaste.